everybody, my name is Aisha Melvin and I am your Independent Scentsy Consultant, or your Scentsy girl, Scentsy lady, Scentsy woman, anything Scentsy, come holler at you, okay? But I wanted to come on and answer a question that I get all the time. And the question is, how long does our Scentsy wax last? Okay, it's not a straightforward answer, but I did want to inform you guys about how long our Scentsy wax lasts, instead of just putting up a picture that tells you this is how long it lasts. All right, but before I do, I'm gonna tell you a quick little story. My mom, who's very new to Scentsy, and I think she just started getting to Scentsy like last month, and she had a bar, and mom has a lot of warmers around her house, and she puts 1 cube in each one. So one day we dropped some stuff off, and then we came back maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, and she was like, "Do you smell it in my house? Do you smell that smell?" Me and my daughter was like, "No, we don't smell anything." She said, "But I put it in there." I said, "No, we don't smell it, Mom." I said, when was the last time you changed your wax?" She said, "Oh, I haven't changed it." But she had kept the one wax in there for about 2 or 3 weeks, and we said, "No, Mom, we don't smell anything." She swore she smelled something, but we didn't smell anything when we went in her house, okay? So that brought me to maybe I should make a video about how long does the Scentsy wax actually last, okay? First and foremost, we have our warmer. Whoops. Now this is our classic, I think it's like a classic black. This is very sleek. This is very grown-up status, okay? But this is our black basic full-size warmer. On the bottom of it, even though this is ceramic, on the bottom of it, like I showed before, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, there is a number here that says number 4. That 4 tells you how many cubes, the maximum cubes you can put in here. Now, what you never want to do is get your whole bar, and put it into your, although it fits, you don't want to put it in there. You're going to have a mess in your hands, especially if someone bumps a table or things like that. Even though our wax is safe, it can make a mess, okay? So you never want to put a whole bar into your dish, okay? I like to put no more than 2. I put 3 and 4 before, but really you get the same effect with 2 that you would with 4. It doesn't like boost it up any further. So I would stick with 2, maybe even 1 if you're putting the same scent in every, putting the same scent in every warmer. But just 1 cube, but I wouldn't do no more than 2. You get the same effect. The throw, when we talk about throw, it's how much the scent actually goes around the room. You get the same effect with 2. So 4, you're kind of wasting, just to be honest, okay? Another one we have is our mini warmer. Now, there are 2 types of mini warmers. We have a glass warmer, which is kind of like this. This is actually like a plastic, to be honest, though. It looks like glass, but it's plastic. All right, we have a glass, and we also have a ceramic. Now, what you'll notice is that on your glass, your dish that holds the wax is a lot smaller, okay? On a ceramic one, especially like the owl or things like that, it's a little bit wider. You are able to put up to 2 cubes in here, but I again would only put 1 because the dish is so small. The wax will fill up and it will just it will make a mess. We're not trying to make a mess here, okay? So I would just stick with 1 for the mini warmers. You could do 2. I mean, it's your warmer, but 2 is a bit extreme for me. 1 in here, but definitely 2 in the full size, okay? Or 1 if you're using the same. Okay, so now let's get into the wax. We have the regular bar, right? That looks like this. And then we also have a brick. Now, this is a brick that I've been using. We have a brick. So if you are going to be using a brick, whether you can, right now, the bricks are available on Scentsy Club only. But in November, sometime in November, we are actually going to be offering holiday bricks. So holiday scent bricks, you can pick those up in November, and we'll give you more information closer to when that time is actually available, okay? But if you notice, a brick, just imagine there's another row here, okay? A brick is about 5 to 6 of these, about 5.5 of these equals 1 brick, okay, or a pound. A pound of wax we call a brick, okay? So what you never want to do inside of your warmers is get one of these bricks, one of the cubes in the bricks. You don't want to get that whole brick and stick it in your warmer, okay? So you don't want to just stick it in there, mess. You don't want to stick the whole brick into a full-size warmer. That's wasting, okay? So what you can do with your brick cubes when you use them is I would cut it in half. Most of the time I cut it in 4s, and I'll just put one in whatever warmer I'm using, but I would just cut it in 4s, okay? I really don't know the exact size of each of these cubes, but I know if you put a whole cube in a mini warmer, that equals a mess. I do know that, okay? So don't do that. But with that being said, there are some scents that are very strong. And what you have to realize about our wax is that our wax has essential oils in it, and some essential oils are strong. Some things that I think are very strong may not be strong to someone else. So for example, if you've heard me mention about Lush Gardenia, is a scent that we had in the spring. To me, I love flowers, but I put that in my warmer, just 1 cube, and it was too much. It was not for me, okay? That made me almost think I didn't like flowers. But my mom, she loved the smell. She said it's not that strong. She liked it. So for my nose and for what I like in my house, that wasn't it. So with that being the case, each fragrance you might hear us say is strong, is light, but what is light and strong to us may be different to you. So you just kind of have to see which scent you like. Another thing about our wax is very important. If you collect a lot of wax, you never want to store your wax like this, because the essential oils, just like gravity that we learned in 3rd grade science, the gravity falls down to the bottom. So you might hear us say something about our wax is getting juicy. Juicy just means that essential oils are starting to leak out at the bottom. So if I was to take the top cube is not going to smell as strong as the bottom cube. So if you do store it, try to store it like this so that each cube, the oils, if they do get a little juicy, each cube will still have the same fragrance that was intended to be in there, okay? There's nothing wrong with the juicy bar. It's just the oils have started to move around, okay? So now going back to how long a wax lasts. Right now with virtual learning, my warmers stay on all day long, okay? I have about 3 warmers in the house that stay on, 1 in the room, in the hallway, and in the living room. So I have 3 warmers and they stay on all the time. So for me, 1 to 2 cubes lasts about 72 to 48 hours. So every 48 hours, every 2 days, I tend to change out my wax. And some people may think that might be excessive, but I like a strong scent, not a gardenia strong. That's too strong. But I like for it to smell. You know how people say if your house ain't clean, at least make it smell like it's clean? Okay, so I like for my house to smell good. And I can tell when a scent is kind of going away or something. No, I will change it. I'll change it if I'm not happy with it or I feel like it's not strong enough for me. But for me, because I'm at home, 2 days, about 2 days is when for me the smell starts to go away. But if you're someone who's working at an office or you don't want to leave your warmers on while you're gone, which you still can, but you don't want to leave your warmers on, you would actually turn it off and yours may actually last a week. So if I'm working from home, a 1 bar, I could probably get through. If I was just going to use 1 bar, it would probably take me a week, maybe 2 weeks to get through a bar if I am working from home or not home a lot or keep my warmers off. But if you're like me and you're home most of the time, pretty much all the time, I keep my stuff on, and so the scent just kind of keeps going, okay? So although you may see photos that say that these last for 120 hours or 30 days, it's really taken into account that you are turning off your warmer, okay? But if you're leaving it on all the time, 1 to 2 bricks would last for me about 2 days. But for someone else, 1 to 2 bricks, if you're turning it off Let's say you get home from work and you turn it on. You probably will leave it on maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then you turn it off before you go to bed. The smell or the throw of your fragrance will last a lot longer. Okay, there are some scents, again, that are stronger. Some scents, people smell it, and then you go to smell it, and you don't smell anything. For me, I would change it. That lets me know that's something I don't like. But once you actually get into the habit of knowing what you like, then you know which scent actually lasts a lot longer. Our scents come in 3 levels. So you have a top note, mid note, and a base note. Your base notes are going to be like your woodsy, vanilla, the things that the foundation of your fragrance. The top notes, when you hear us talk about top notes, or the very first fragrance that's listed, is normally a top note. That top note is that first smell that you get when you open up the box and you do a cold sniff. You hear us say cold sniff, right? That's what you smell when you first open it up. The middle notes is what you start to smell when it starts to warm. And the longer it warms, then it goes down to that base notes. Okay, so if you want a fragrance to last a long time, you might want to stick to fragrance like the woodsy smells, some spices, things like that. Those last a lot longer than some of the other fragrance. Okay, so just kind of look at the different notes, or think about when you look into your catalog what the top note is. Okay, hopefully that helped you out there. Another thing, our wax. What else can I say about the wax? I also want to say that when you okay, I misplaced something. I misplaced it. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention is when you do clean up your wax, you are able to use a cotton ball, and you've probably seen that in our previous videos, cotton balls, or we have a cotton cleanup where you can use, it's like a round circle about this big, and you can actually use it for multiple warmers. So for me, if I have 3 warmers going on, I can use that one cotton cleanup to clean all of my warmers. Okay, it kind of just sucks it all up. So that's a good thing. And if you notice in your warmer, especially if you have a warmer that's the dish is very light, and after you clean up the wax, you'll see like stains, or it's not really stains, but you'll see some like brown things in there. You can use a cleanup or counter clean, spray it in there, wipe it up, it cleans it right up. Or certain other fragrance kind of cleans it up too. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the oils that are just warming on the dish. So your product is not defective or anything like that. It's just, you know, the oils are sitting in there a little bit too long. All right. So hopefully you have enjoyed this. Oh, it almost went 15 minutes. Video about wax and some basic wax one-on-one. If you have any questions, just send me a message. All right. Bye. Have a great day.